Hey, 1985, you just suck. Yes! Perfect shot. I've been waiting for a really long time to do that because removing the action feature from this new Rattlor figure, now that was just some straight up garbage. Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. Today on the channel, I'm checking out this much awaited Snake Man figure that was released all over the planet over a quarter of a year ago, but was only just recently released in Malaysia, and that's why I'm talking about him today. Rattlor, the evil creature with the quick strike head. Except that isn't quite true, okay? Because you guys took out the action feature on this new figure, so his neck doesn't really strike with the quickness anymore. Nope, okay, it doesn't. However, Rattlor is still one of the most absolutely buff-looking snake men ever. Damn, man, just look at how muscular and swole that chest looks. Now, I can't help but wish that he came with an articulated jaw as well. That would have been fun. I think it's really only the 2002 figure version of Rattlor where you actually see him with his mouth closed. I like that with the new articulation though, you can position the head and body forward much better. So the details like his reptilian eyes are much more visible compared to the vintage figure. The paint apps on the figure are so bright, way more than on the classic figure. I mean, look at how the colors on his arm stripes just burst out at you. He sort of comes off as a really garish looking 80s style wrestler. Now, Rattlor does retain one of his more simplified gimmicks. Just shake his body to hear his fearsome rattle. Yeah, just shake and rattle him. Yeah, and then just shake him some more. Okay. Rattlor can also be used to maybe pacify a small child with his rattle making sounds. Yeah, maybe. Goo goo, goo goo gaga. I was surprised to see that Rattlor's tail actually came packed separately in the package. I'm not sure if the original was like that as well, but once you snap the tail on, it stays locked in place and you cannot remove it. No, okay, you can't. Unless, you maybe apply some force, which will also destroy the figure, possibly. Okay, now the tail is made out of that same hollow-like material, which reminds me of Whiplash from the 80s figure. And some people might not prefer this approach. They might have preferred a solid tail, but actually for me personally on this particular figure, I think it looks okay because it's kind of like snake skin, right? So I guess it was all right. And check this out, okay, you can just strike and thump the tail, right, just like that, okay, to hear this thumping sound, thump, thump, thump. Yeah, strike and thump it. All right, so the other thing about the tail here is that you notice it actually has paint shading. This is really impressive. Okay, it's one of the few MOTU figures that has paint shading applications. Imagine if more of the figures had this approach to the paint, like for instance the Snake Armor He-Man figure, the one that's also available in this particular Wave 11 assortment. Imagine if they applied the same paint shading technique to that armor. Man, that thing would just blow up, guys. Okay, here's a comparison with the original 80s Rattlor figure. You can see that there's also paint shading applied on the tail. However, you get more of it actually. The paint shading sections where the colors bleed into each other, they actually start a little bit higher on the tail. I do prefer the vintage Rattlor figure in a lot of ways. Actually, putting them side by side like this for full comparison, you can see that the colors are very different in the sense that the new one is just way too bright. While if you place the two figures like this side by side, they do make for interesting looking variants. But if you had to ask me for my absolute unfiltered opinion, right, I would have to say that I prefer the vintage colors a lot more. They look a little bit more realistic. Yeah, that's my preference personally. The new one is just a little bit too bright for my taste, but hey, look, it's all good. And some other differences that you may notice between the figures is that the vintage one has a slightly larger belt buckle and definitely larger shorts too. Okay, check this out. Now, Rattlor gets the snake serpent staff accessory. This thing is maroon in color. I would be excited to see this thing, except that I already got the version that came with tongue lash off from Wave 12, which came ahead of Wave 11, so that one was purple. This staff also came with the King His action figure, the deluxe one, but that figure is not turned up anywhere in Malaysia. Nobody knows when the hell that figure is supposed to be. However, I have to say that Rattlor here has the most that's applied to a single MOTU Origins release in this particular wave. He's got everything. He's got the staff, he's got the massive new tooling on his body, he's got the rattle, okay, the rattle sound, and he's also got this neck plug, okay, the plug that you put onto his neck socket to simulate the action of his head striking feature without actually giving us the spring-loaded feature itself. Okay, so now it's just a display piece that we have here. As I understand it, this feature, the strap-on neck, was originally introduced during the MOTU Classics era, which was a very adult collector oriented line, it seems that Origins is definitely heading in that direction as well. Nobody cares about the fun gimmicks anymore, so all you get now is a display option. It doesn't look too bad. It looks good, honestly. I mean, this whole thing, it stands up a whole lot better also with the improved articulation. I gotta tell you that, right? So, if you just want a Rattlor figure that looks like the vintage figure, that's got the extending neck, just posed like this, it looks good, I gotta say. But honestly, okay, the classic gimmick, okay, the head striking feature is missed. Okay, something's missing from this figure, and that's what it is, right? Okay. Alright, but anyway, guys, okay, he's looking good, and it's actually the first neck plug-in attachment piece that I have for Origins because I don't have the Mechanic 2-pack just yet. So yeah, I mean, I guess there's some possibilities that we can use this strap-on neck piece for. Overall, like I said, he's looking good, but to complete the experience, guys, definitely dig up that vintage Rattlor figure from somewhere on eBay, wherever you may find it. Okay, flea market, just pick it up, just to complete the experience. Because trust me, okay, you need both figures together to complete the full Rattlor experience. Yeah, that's right. Now that's what I call a hit strike. Okay guys, so that's the video. That's my look at the MOTU Origins Wave 11 Rattlor action figure. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of this Rattlor figure. Do you own him yet? Are you planning to get him? Hit me up in the comments, and I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content right here. Thank you and take care out there.